In this video, we will learn about properties of fluids, and this is third part of series properties of fluids theory. So let's start. First, we will learn about thermodynamic properties. Then we will learn about unit of gas constant. Then we will learn about universal gas constant. After that, we will learn about compressibility and bulk modulus. After that, we will learn about relationship between bulk modulus and pressure for a gas. First, we will learn about thermodynamic properties. So here we are talking about fluids, that is liquids and gases, and we know that gases are highly compressible fluids. In gases, the pressure and temperature change causes a large variation in density. So whenever the pressure or temperature changes, then we see that the density also varies in gases. And for an ideal gas, we generally give a formula, that is PV is equal to mRT, where P is absolute pressure of gas in Newton per meter square, V is the volume of gas, M is mass of gas in kg, volume is in meter cube, R is gas constant, T is our absolute temperature in degree Kelvin. Now we write the equation as PV is equal to mRT, and this can be rewritten as PV by M is equal to RT, and the quantity V by M is called specific volume. And I am denoting specific volume by small v. So I will write PV is equal to RT. So here the specific volume is defined as ratio of volume per unit mass, that is V divided by M, and it can also be written as reciprocal of density. So this is a symbol for specific volume. Now we will talk about unit of gas constant R. So we know that PV is equal to RT. Here V is our specific volume, and we can rewrite this as P divided by density is equal to RT. So now we can write the value of R as P divided by density multiplied by time. So in MKS unit, we will write the unit of R as kgf per meter square divided by kg per meter cube multiplied by degree Kelvin, and this is our unit of pressure, that is kg force per meter square. This is our unit of density, that is kg per meter cube, and this is our unit of temperature, that is degree Kelvin. So we can rewrite this equation as kgf meter divided by kg degree Kelvin. Now we will write the unit in SI. So in SI we know that R is equal to Newton per meter square divided by kg per meter cube multiplied by Kelvin. So here Newton per meter square is unit of pressure in SI, and kg per meter cube is unit of density in SI, and for temperature we take Kelvin. So we can rewrite this unit as Newton meter per kg Kelvin, and we know that Newton meter is joule, so the unit will be joule per kg Kelvin. Now we will talk value for air. When we talk about air, the value of R in MKS is 293 kg force meter per kg degree Kelvin. And when we talk about SI, then we multiply 29.3 with 9.81 Newton meter per kg degree Kelvin. So it will come out to be 287 joule per kg Kelvin. So Newton meter is joule, so here we write joule. So the value of R in SI is 287 joule per kg Kelvin, and you can use this value to solve the numerical problems, and generally it is also given in some questions. So you can take value from that also. Now we will talk about universal gas constant. Now we have the value PV is equal to mRT, and we know that for making this equation universal, we have to change mass to moles. So we have to consider this on a moles basis. So we will express this in moles basis. So let n is equal to number of moles in volume of a gas, and we are taking V as the volume of a gas, it is capital V, and capital M is our molar mass, which is defined as mass of the gas molecule divided by mass of a hydrogen atom, and small m is our mass of a gas in kg. So when we talk about mole, then we write it as ratio of small m by capital M, that is mass of gas to the ratio of mass of gas to molar volume. So we can rewrite this equation as moles multiplied by molar mass is equal to mass. Now what we will do, we will use these two equations and we will put the value of second equation in first equation. So we have the two equations, PV is equal to mRT and moles multiplied by molar mass is equal to mass. So we will put the value of second in first. So we will get PV is equal to moles multiplied by molar mass into R into T. So we can rewrite this equation as PV is equal to N R bar T. So here R bar is our universal gas constant and we write the value of R bar as molar mass multiplied by our gas constant. So this is our universal gas constant and we can use these two equations. First equation is this, PV is equal to mRT, and second equation, first equation is PV is equal to mRT and second equation is PV is equal to N R bar multiplied by T. Now when we talk about air, the value of universal gas constant is 848 kgf meter, that is kg force meter divided by kg mole degree Kelvin. And when we talk about SI, then the unit will be 8314 joule per kg mole Kelvin. Now we will talk about compressibility and bulk modulus. So first let's define bulk modulus. So bulk modulus is defined as ratio of compressive stress to volumetric strain. So in a fluid, the ratio of compressive stress that is acting on a fluid, we will divide it to the volumetric strain that is present in the fluid. So this is known as bulk modulus of that fluid. And second term is compressibility. So compressibility is the ability for material to get compressed. How much a material can get compressed is its compressibility. So we denote it by a factor or a symbol called Z, and we write it as it is the reciprocal of bulk modulus of elasticity. So now we will derive the value of bulk modulus. Suppose we have a piston and cylinder arrangement. So this is our cylinder, this is our piston, and now we are applying some force P. Here we are applying some pressure in pressure, since we are applying force on an area, so that is called pressure. So we are applying pressure on a piston. So when we apply the pressure on a piston, then the volume, suppose that V is the volume of the whole cylinder in which air is contained or in which the gas is contained, and when we apply the pressure in this direction, then what will happen, the volume will decrease. So let's say the volume change is dV. So here we are seeing as we are increasing the pressure, the volume is decreasing in this case. So here V is the volume of gas enclosed in the cylinder, P is the pressure of gas when volume is V, that is initial volume, and here P is increased to P plus dP. Suppose we are increasing the pressure by dP amount, so here pressure is increased from initial, that is P value, to P plus dP. So what is happening, volume decreases from V to V minus dV. So there is a change of dV, so volume will become V minus dV. Now we will write increase in pressure as dP. So since pressure is increasing by dP amount, so dP kg force per meter square, or we can write Newton per meter square as our increase in pressure, and decrease in volume is dV amount. So we can write volumetric strain as a ratio of decrease in volume to the original volume. So decrease in volume is our dV and original volume, that is initial volume, was V. So here you can see a negative sign. So why we are using this negative sign? So the reason for using this negative sign is that when we are increasing the pressure, then what is happening, volume is decreasing. So if we write the difference between the volume, that is V final minus V initial, then we can see that since V final is less than the V initial, so this will be a negative quantity. So this negative quantity shows that. So the negative sign shows that volume decrease when we increase the pressure. Now we will define bulk modulus mathematically. So we write it as ratio of increase of pressure divided by volumetric strain. So our increase of pressure was dP and volumetric strain was minus dV by V. So we write the expression for bulk modulus as minus dP divided by dV multiplied by V. So this is our expression for bulk modulus. Now we will define compressibility. So compressibility is since reciprocal, so we can divide the bulk modulus, that is 1 divided by K, or 1 divided by bulk modulus will give us the value of compressibility. So we denote it by Z or Z. Now we will learn about relationship between bulk modulus and pressure for a gas. So we will talk about isothermal process. So generally in isothermal process, at constant temperature the density change occurs. So what will we write? We will use the general equation, that is PV is equal to mRT. So we can rewrite it as P divided by density is equal to RT. And for isothermal process we can see P by rho is constant. Why it is constant? Because we know that R is a constant value for a gas, and here we are talking about isothermal process, so T will also be constant. So this value will become constant, that is P divided by density, or pressure divided by density is equal to constant. Now since we know P divided by rho, that is density, is equal to constant, so we can write PV is equal to constant. Why? Because we know that here V is our specific volume, it is small v. So small v, that is specific volume, is inverse of density. So we can rewrite this equation as this equation. So we are differentiating this equation, we will get P dV plus V dP is equal to 0. And we can rewrite this as P dV is equal to minus V dP. And from here we can find the value of pressure as minus V dP by dV. We also know from previous bulk modulus equation is that K is equal to minus dP by dV multiplied by V. Since here we were using volume and here we are using a specific volume, we can convert this to specific volume too. So we can rewrite this as minus dPV by dV. Since we are dividing both sides by mass, so it will be same. So minus dPV by dV. So by comparing these two equations, if we compare these two, then we will get that for an isothermal process, the value of bulk modulus is equal to the pressure, that is K is equal to P here. Now we will talk for adiabatic process. Now in adiabatic process, there is no heat exchange between the gas or the fluid. So there will be no heat exchange, no in and out of the heat. So for that we write this by an expression P divided by density raised to the power K is equal to constant. Some books also take the value as gamma, so you can take any symbol. If you want to take K, take K. If you want to take gamma, you can take gamma as a symbol. So what is K here? K is the ratio of specific heat at constant pressure to the constant volume. So here what we are writing is, it is the ratio of Cp divided by Cv, that is specific heat at constant pressure to the specific heat at constant volume. So now for air we take the value of K as 1.4, and since we know that P by density raised to power K is equal to constant, we can rewrite this in form of specific volume, that is PV raised to power K is equal to constant. So we can differentiate this equation. So when we differentiate this equation, we will get P multiplied by d V raised to power K plus Vk multiplied by dP is equal to 0. So again we will differentiate this, since P is constant here and we are generally differentiating with respect to V raised to power K in first, and second we have the value as we have 1 here and we have to differentiate this. So while differentiating we will get P multiplied by K multiplied by V raised to power K minus 1 dV plus V raised to power K dP is equal to 0. So here what I am doing, I am taking V raised to power K minus 1 as common. So when I take this as common, that is V raised to power K minus 1, then I will get this quantity. So we can solve this equation and we will get P raised to power K dV is equal to minus dP, and from this we can write P raised to power K is equal to minus V dP by dV. And since by comparing the equation with bulk modulus, we will get that K, that is bulk modulus in case of adiabatic process, is pressure raised to power K.